Improving on imagination. Yup, imagination. We're going to be talking about imagination. Here on drawing right and left. No references being used here. Only a general theme or idea in mind. And we're back to using both our right and left hand. Probably a good thing because that's what the channel is named after. And I really do like it. It forces you to think differently. Now, when drawing with only one hand, it's a lot easier to use a reference image and occasionally pause what you're doing and look up at the reference to refresh your memory on what you're trying to do. But when you're using both your right and your left hand, it kind of locks you in and makes it more difficult to look up without breaking your flow. And there are different things to keep track of too, which I've talked about before in previous double-handed videos. But references are definitely a big crutch for me. A very good learning tool, which is why I like making the reference videos. But when I do use them, I definitely rely on them a little bit too much. And that means we need to work on developing the mind's eye. Now, what do I mean by the mind's eye? Well, it's probably a little bit different for everyone, but I will try to explain what's going on with my mind's eye. I can keep a theme in mind when I draw, but it's a little bit harder for me to keep a perspective in mind when I draw. And by perspective, I mean the position I want the drawing to appear. Now, that could be like a quarter turn, or a shot from above, or a shot from below. Keeping in mind how the object or character will be distorted depending on the viewpoint. And here we've got a good example of level 1. Kind of like my rock bottom for not using a reference. Now, I was able to keep with the theme I had in mind, but the execution fell a little bit flat. I do kind of like it, though. It's kind of like one of those drawings like a therapist might get of like, "Oh, hey, Timmy, what's hiding under your bed?" But that's it for drawing practice video number 20 for drawing right and left.